Hi, Carl here for Proav TV. I'm at NAB 2018 talking to Tom at the Sony stand about the FS5 Mark II. So, what's new with this?
So the FS5 Mark II, much like we did with the FS7 Mark II, is an evolution of the existing platform. Mark II is incremental improvements, and it's based on feedback that we got. FS5 is, of course, a massively popular camera. There were some options available for it, including being able to output 4K 60p in RAW, and a constant recording high frame rate option up to 120p. These are now included, which is a really nice thing. Also, the price has come down for the whole package, which is a really good thing. So it's a simple evolution of things. Then there's the color science.
Yes.
So all of the cameras that we and everybody else make are really set up for a world of TV and broadcast that has largely passed. The TVs and stuff that we've got at home can do a lot more, and people are looking for something different. So we've had a really good look at what we're able to get off the sensor in here, and we've made some significant improvements. I'd recommend people go onto the Sony website to have a look at some of the examples of what comes out in terms of skin tones and things with some of the new curves there, because it's a really significant improvement, and it actually represents a first step in a pretty significant departure for Sony. Of course, you can still do everything you could before, but it's a really interesting thing, and I'm looking forward to hearing how people respond to it and how they use it.
So the main changes, are they mainly in the skin tones?
That's certainly where it's most obvious when people are watching it, but of course that's what we react to when we watch stuff anyway. We're looking at the people. That's always what you want to be looking at in a frame. So of course that's where you'll get the most change of feeling in it. But certainly there are other changes to it as well. They're all detailed on the website if you're into looking at the curves and things like that and finding out what happens to the gamma and stuff. You're welcome to dig into that as far as you like.
For a little light reading. So the upgrades that are now included, the high frame rate one enables, how many frames a second is it?
120 constant.
Okay.
So that's quite significant because, of course, on the original version of the FS5 when we released it, we used a buffer to record high frame rates, and we can still do that. The buffer's still in there. But what we've been able to do is then introduce a constant recording up to 120p, which is really useful for longer shots because, of course, you were restricted to about 7 seconds of real time, which, if you were running at 240 frames a second, turns into 70 seconds of real time at 24. The challenge is writing all that to an SD card and doing it constantly, but we have managed to find a way to do it for 120.
I mean, it's nice to have the option of both modes because there's definite use cases when you'd use one and one when you use the other.
Absolutely.
And having that constant means you don't have to wait for the buffer, which is just so helpful. So the RAW upgrade as well, is that essentially the same as it was on the FS5 once you applied the RAW upgrade, or is there's some changes?
Yeah, we've just simplified the package and the delivery.
It can do 4K RAW in up to 60p, is that right?
Up to 60p, yep, that's right.
And I think can it do some slow motion out of the RAW? Is that right?
It'll go up to 60 in 4K, but it'll go up to, I believe, 240 in 2K. So again, it's about the amount of data that we can put through the various connections that it's got.
Cool. Okay. Do you know availability on it?
I think it's June.
Cool. Okay. Thanks very much.
Perfect. Thank you.